Welcome to Nat and Grace Revelations. This is Tarot Tia. This will be a reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Cross Watchers, whoever is here. Please like, share, subscribe if this reading does resonate. May or may not resonate, but I do offer personals, and that information will be down in the description. Let's see what's going on, Libra. I'm hearing something about basketball, NCAA. NCAA. So, Libra, it looks like you may be a little angry. Feels like you may be angry or receiving a very aggressive phone call or making a very aggressive phone call, especially if it's tied into children. But it feels like you may be taking action. It feels like aggressively making this phone call to resolve something, to resolve something or to gain clarity on something. Because it feels like this, you're about to open up. Something that you're about to open up about, because it feels like someone is digging for information. Someone is doing researching something, and they're ready to talk. This could also be you finding a topic that you're really, really interested in, a subject that you really want to talk about, you want to discuss. Especially if this is tied into someone that's in the spiritual realm. Because there's heavy Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo energy throughout this. Heavy. There's a heaviness on your chest because it feels like you need to apologize to someone. Someone that's snooping for information, or someone that may be a loner in some type of way. It's like you feel the need to apologize to this person, possible Taurus or Virgo. Possibly apologizing for making someone feel really, really alone, for ostracizing someone, for not telling someone how you truly felt, finally expressing yourself. Because it feels like you have been really, really stubborn, really resistant to change on all levels, especially in your career, things like that. It feels like you've been following this one path for a very long time. And following that one path, it feels like you stayed there because it made you feel safe. It made you feel secure. Because it doesn't look like you like being the underdog in any type of way. You don't like learning from other people, or you don't like feeling as if you have to learn from people because you like to teach. You like to be the influencer. But it feels like now you're being the you're being put in the seat of the pupil. And it's stressing you out. It feels like it's stressing you out, but it feels like this is very narcissistic like energy. Again, it's because you don't want to be outshined. You're always the one that shines the brightest, and now something is coming in to tell you like, hey, that shine doesn't matter. This material stuff doesn't matter. What about this over here? What about these relationships here? What about this? What about safety? What about security? What about love? You know? And it feels like you're in a partnership or tied into some connection, so where you have left your partner feeling very alone, or your partner, again, energies can go vice versa, or someone here has left their partner feeling very alone in some type of way because they don't have feelings. They won't express their feelings. They don't talk about feelings. They don't feel. I think Leo's reading was like that. And now it's coming in to where it's like you're realizing that you have lost connections, or you're not connecting with people long term because you do not feel. It truly feels like relationships and situations to where you may give people pats on the back or try to rub their shoulders in different ways, but you don't feel what they're feeling because you won't allow yourself to become that vulnerable. It truly feels like a life transformation that you're going through. A life transformation. So there's a lot of regret. It feels like you've lost a connection with people, or, with someone that you really care about, and someone that you're truly starting to understand now, someone who is kind of outgrowing you, or outgrowing this relationship dynamics, and they're moving on with their life. It's like they don't care. They come across very nonchalant, but they're like this because it feels like they're focusing on their emotional health, especially if this is a maternal figure around you, a mother, a sister, a grandmother, a daughter, um, shit, um, anything like that. But this person feels like they may actually be in the spiritual realm, or maybe receiving contact from someone in the spiritual realm to give you advice or to teach you lessons. So this definitely feels like one of those situations to where the influencer may be the child, or the influencer may be a younger sibling The influencer may be someone that, it feels like this matriarch is using someone that you may have raised, someone that you would have kind of, someone you used to give advice to give you advice now, and it feels like it's pissing you off. Something about this energy is pissing you off, but again, it's arrogance. It's arrogance. What can this person teach me? What can I learn from this energy? You don't even have your own shit together, so what can you do for me? I've accomplished XYZ, so what can you do for me? That's what's happening here. And it feels like now you're coming into the realization that, yes, this person had a lot to teach you, a lot to offer you, but now this person, they feel like you have judged them, or they, and they don't want to be bothered. It feels like this judgment, or this trying to get this person to live by your rules, or this person trying to get you to live by their rules in some type of way, has pushed them away. And now they're very insecure. They're coming across really emotionally unstable. They're coming across as if they don't trust anybody. They just know what they know, and they're sticking with that, and they're moving into their future on their own. This is somebody who's okay with being by themselves. They're okay with that. And it feels like that is making you or people around you uncomfortable, because you're okay with being by yourself. And it's like, damn, what about me? That's why I see somebody here like, damn, what about me? What about us? But us was criticizing this person. You know what I mean? Like, however this resonates. The us in this situation. What about us? Yeah, they were critics. They were being mean. They weren't supporting this person in ways that they needed to be supported, because they weren't emotionally available. So this person has learned to manage their emotions in a very reckless manner, from what I can see, but they're learning how to fix that. They're learning how to fix that. It's like somebody did not have emotional control because they didn't have that example in front of them. They feel like they have grown up around people who have constantly bottled up their emotions, unless it was anger. And it's like, oh no, don't be angry. Don't show anger, because that's not a good, healthy emotion. And in reality, yes, it is. It's necessary. It's a part of who we are. It's our duality. So someone being told that they can't be happy, mad, sad, or whatever is a big factor in their life right now as an adult, from what I can see. It's definitely someone who's, who had to control themselves way too much emotionally. Don't cry, crying is for girls. That type of energy, it's too much. It feels very militant. And they're starting to understand that that's not normal, or they're starting to create their own normal, their own sense of normalcy. But because of that, again, people are perceiving this person as kind of nonchalant, like they don't care about them anymore. But it's not that. It's just that this person understands that these people do not get them. This person feels. This person is very empathetic. This person is very sensitive. And these other energies around them are way too logical. They're way too logical and way too practical. So it's like, man, like if you could feel for just a second, we could talk, or we could get somewhere. We could make progress. But these everything is on the surface. Everything is on the surface. It feels like, unless it's tragedy. And that's when you may see a softer or more sensitive side of this person. But even then, they still try to control themselves so much that they start to feel as if they're losing control of their life. So even if things are completely fine, if this person doesn't have control over the relationships around them, or control of the perception of the people around them, it feels like they freak out, because they want to live in this image, or they want to live up to this standard. But this standard feels like it's a standard that was set for them, not necessarily their own. And now it feels like they have lost the person who created these standards, and they kind of are looking for guidance. But again, the guidance is in your face. You're just looking at this person as if they are beneath you, as if they are emotional, or too emotional, or as if they do not have structure, or as if they aren't educated, or you know what I mean? It's something like that about you perceiving this person like this. And in my opinion, they have everything to offer you, which is emotion. You have everything that you can, everything that you need, everything that you want, besides emotion. And that's what this person is bringing into your life. But you're perceiving them as if something is wrong with them, because they feel. And there's nothing wrong with them for feeling. It feels like it's something wrong with this other party here, because they are way too militant. And it seems like because of that, they come across like an asshole, or they come across as somebody that doesn't mind running others over just to get what they need, or somebody that just kind of is more focused on how they look and how things look than what's really going on inside of someone's heart, you know. So what's the advice here? Work through the regrets. Work through the regrets. There's someone that's watching over you in the spiritual realm. Possible Taurus, Virgo. Definitely feels like a parent of some sort. There's someone that's watching over you in the spiritual realm that's like, hey, like, I'm still here. I'm still here. But you won't allow yourself to see that. Again, because you're trying to be too practical, too logical. You won't allow yourself to dive into the spiritual realm to get to understand what is actually going on here. But it seems like you're not alone. You just feel alone because you won't let your veil thin out. Your veil's been trying to thin out for a very long time, and it feels like you've been distracting yourself with material things just to keep you occupied. And now there's someone in your life that is very spiritual, very in tune with the spiritual realm, and they're like, hey, look at this contact. Hey, look at this. And you're like, whoa, what the fuck? And now you may be ready to dive into this and understand more about the spiritual realm and the dynamics of our existence. So thank you so much.